Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Cops, prisoners injured in Richmond Park vehicle crash. 2 prisoners and a group of police officers were taken to hospital after the vehicle they were traveling in overturned in Richmond Park, St. Andrew on Thursday afternoon. Reports are that about 3:30, police personnel were transporting the prisoners to an undisclosed location when the incident happened. Sources reported that 2 prisoners were involved, and it is not clear how many police officers were in the vehicle at the time of the incident. The victims of the crash are now receiving medical treatment. The extent of their injuries is unknown at this time. Hotelier Richard Sam dies in St. Anne car crash. Jamaica's tourism industry has been plunged into mourning following the tragic death of St. Anne hotelier Richard Sam in a motor vehicle crash. The incident occurred on the crash-plagued stretch of the Landover Main Road in St. Anne on Wednesday afternoon. A representative of the Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, confirmed that the death of Richard, but said details of the circumstances that resulted in the crash were not available at the time. However, reports received are that Richard was involved in a 2-vehicle collision, and the impact of the collision resulted in Richard's motor vehicle running off the road into bushes. He was assisted at the scene by residents, a video of which has gone viral on social media. Richard was eventually taken to hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries on Wednesday night. Richard was the owner of Club Caribbean Hotel in Runaway Bay and the managing director of Drax Hall Estate, also in St. Anne. In 2019, Richard was awarded the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander CD for service to tourism, winter sports promotion, and community development. PNP caretaker candidate Stevenson has died. People's National Party caretaker candidate for St. Elizabeth Southwestern, Stevenson, died at home Thursday morning following a fight with cancer, his family confirmed. Stevenson, a former banker and farmer, had been suffering from cancer of the stomach for several years. He was in his late 50s, a family member stated. He represented the PNP in the September 2020 general election in the seat, but lost to Jamaica's Labour Party's Floyd Green, the now Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries. Devon Mann killed in Hermitage. 30-year-old Devon Marco Grant, otherwise called Devon Mann, of Beaumont Road in Hermitage, St. Andrew, was killed and 2 men injured during a shooting incident in the community on Wednesday, September 8. Reports from the Augustown police are that about 11:30 p.m., all 3 men were sitting in a yard when armed men approached them and opened gunfire, hitting them. The police were summoned, and the injured men were seen with gunshot wounds. They were taken to hospital, where Marco Grant was pronounced dead and the other men admitted for treatment. Investigations are ongoing. 15-year-old boy charged for killing shopkeeper in her yard. A 15-year-old boy has been charged for the murder of 56-year-old shopkeeper Paula Raphael at her house on Unity Lane in Kingston 13. The teen, who has been in custody since last week, was charged on Wednesday for the August 22nd incident. The police reported that about 11:15 a.m., Raphael was sweeping her yard when she was approached by the teen, who shot her several times. She was taken to hospital, where she was pronounced dead. The accused was arrested on Wednesday, September 1. His court date is being finalized. Bail for accused trio in Chinyu murder case extended. The 3 people charged with murder in relation to the last November stabbing of 63-year-old businesswoman Marcia Chinyu had their bail extended when they appeared in the Manchester Parish Court yesterday. Shaquille Perkins, 24, carpenter of Woodlawn Crescent, Dwayne Brown, 36, a security firm manager, and a 34-year-old girlfriend, Zoe Forrest, businesswoman, both of Oakland Drive, are set to reappear in court on November 10. Chinyu was found by neighbors with stab wounds on the night of November 26, 2020, in her motor car. The car was parked in the driveway of her home in the upscale Ingleside community in Mandeville. Forrest and Brown are being represented by Queen's Counsel Peter Champney, who reported yesterday that he raised the issue that the case filed for the prosecution was still not in a state of readiness for the defense to be served a copy. The presiding judge made an order that the defense must be served with a copy of the case file on or before September 23rd. On December 8, 2020, two of the men, Perkins and Brown, were offered bail in the sum of $800,000 each, while Forrester's bond was $500,000. Mandeville outpatients want facility to remain at SDA Church. Operations at the relocated Mandeville Regional Hospital outpatient department progressed so smoothly yesterday that some patients are hoping that the facility remains at the Mandeville Seventh-day Adventist Church. Me feel comfortable because me come and me get through. The place is more spacious and over here is better. Me more comfortable over here, so for long term it would be good, outpatient Marcia Edwards reported. The outpatient department was yesterday relocated to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, which is about 100 meters from the hospital on Caledonia Road. Meanwhile, an outpatient who asked not to be named was so pleased with the service yesterday that he wished the department would remain on the church grounds over the long term. This right here is very good because, as you can see, the whole heap of space. There's no social distancing problem here, and even after COVID eases up, it will be still better to stay over here because the environment is pleasant. They need to make here permanent, he said. Chief Executive Officer of the Mandeville Regional Hospital, Alwyn Miller, said there will be an assessment of the current crisis before returning to the hospital grounds. Definitely, at some point in time we will return. We are supposed to be here for a period of time. We will evaluate the situation, and depending on the circumstance, we will decide where to go from there, he said. We have made provisions for our patients, putting tents and so forth, seating to accommodate our patients, and so far, that has gone pretty well, said Miller. In terms of our staff, it is a new environment, but they have to just adjust well, and the services are going on, he added. He was grateful to the Mandeville SDA Church for granting the use of the facility. It was given to us free of cost to use for the duration that we will be here. We are very grateful that they have done this. It certainly helps us at the hospital in delivering our service to the patients, he said. In terms of retrofitting, provision of tents, other amenities, and so forth, approximately $2 million was spent, he added. The idea to move it over here came from the situation with the spike in the number of COVID-19 cases, where the designated isolated wards had their capacity exceeded. We repurposed 3 additional wards, pediatric, male and female medical, to accommodate COVID patients, and we realized that patients who didn't have COVID were being displaced and had to be placed in A&E accident and emergency. We tried as best as an institution to separate the COVID-positive patients from the regular patients, he said. Meantime, he said COVID-19 vaccination has been going well at the hospital, particularly on the lockdown days and the weekends. Up to yesterday morning, crowds were over there, vehicles parked all the way up onto the road. However, I guess because people have resumed work or normal activities, we are not seeing those crowds today, Miller said yesterday. Sagicor Life to promote prostate cancer awareness in Jamaica. In observance of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month during the month of September, Sagicor Life Jamaica is set to launch an online awareness campaign about prostate cancer and its effects on society. According to data from the Ministry of Health and Wellness (MOHW), out of sub-Saharan Africa, Jamaica has the highest incident rate of prostate cancer per 100,000 people. The Life and Health Insurance Company plans to amplify the reality of the disease to encourage personal responsibility and promote a change in the attitude towards early and regular prostate screening for men 40 years and older to increase the chances of recovery and survival. In partnership with the MOHW, Sagicor will also host a webinar to increase awareness about the disease and its impact on Jamaicans. Dubbed Bassman, Make We Reason, the online forum will feature stories and advice from consultant Professor William Aiken, Associate Clinical Psychologist Keisha Bowler-Hines, and a prostate cancer survivor and his wife. The forum will stream live on Wednesday, September 15 from Sagicor and MOHW's social media platform. Additionally, targeted wellness sessions will be hosted along with the MOHW to reach another 500 men through virtual sessions at some private sector companies. Mark Chisholm, Executive Vice President, Sagicor Life Jamaica, Individual Life Division, shared that Sagicor is keen on playing an integral role in raising awareness about prostate cancer and the importance of early detection to have a fighting chance against the disease. As the leading health insurance provider in Jamaica, we see it as our responsibility to encourage the nation to maintain and protect their overall well-being. This campaign is to encourage our men to check their prostates as early as possible and give themselves a better chance of preserving life, he said, reiterating that testing can begin as early as 40 years. He noted that the push for prostate cancer awareness aligns with Sagicor's recently launched Do It For You Wellness Initiative, geared at encouraging Jamaicans to take a greater interest in preserving their physical, mental, and financial well-being, and urge Jamaicans to be intentionally about caring for themselves. Last year, over 1,500 men were diagnosed with prostate cancer, according to the MOHW. 19 more COVID deaths, 511 new cases. Jamaica recorded 511 new COVID-19 cases and 19 deaths on Wednesday, bringing the infection total to 74,007 and virus death total to 1,685. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported that the new cases comprised of 302 females and 209 males with ages ranging from 3 months to 104 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, 130, St. Catherine 100, St. Thomas 64, Clarendon 56, St. Anne 35, Manchester 34, St. Elizabeth 32, St. James 26, Westmoreland 20, St. Mary and Hanover 5 each, and Trelawney 4. The deceased comprised of an 80-year-old male from Manchester, an 89-year-old male from Manchester, a 19-year-old female from Manchester, a 50-year-old male from Manchester, an 80-year-old female from Manchester, a 53-year-old male from Manchester, a 77-year-old male from Manchester, a 70-year-old male from Manchester, a 56-year-old male from Manchester, a 46-year-old male from St. Elizabeth, an 84-year-old male from St. Elizabeth, a 76-year-old male from Westmoreland, an 80-year-old male from Westmoreland, a 60-year-old female from St. Catherine, a 64-year-old female from St. Catherine, a 91-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 56-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 57-year-old female from St. James, and a 71-year-old male from Trelawney. Jamaica has 22,615 active cases after 96 people recovered from the virus, bringing the total number of recoveries to 49,231. Currently, 740 people are hospitalized, 124 of which are severely ill, while 52 are critically ill and 149 are moderately ill. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.